So the proxy war is heating up. This video will release on the second channel as a segment on the day that the votes will be announced and calculated when the meeting happens. So we don't know what's going to happen yet. It's been back and forwards. You know, this one here, for instance, Disney is bruised in board vote because CalPERS, which is like a California pension fund, basically has backed Nelson Peltz. But then backwards and forwards, that happened, a few days ago. And then today, we got this. Disney said to be edging past Nelson Peltz because, lo and behold, obviously BlackRock put all of their 4.6% shares, I think is what they've got.
Who would have imagined?
Yeah, who'd have imagined that? Towards Bob Iger and his current board of directors. So it's interesting, I think, this sort of backwards and forwards. Let's get to this one first. This is the CalPERS one. And basically CalPERS is California Public Employees Retirement System. They have 6.7 million shares in Disney, and they backed and supported Peltz. So they said, CalPERS believes Walt Disney Company will benefit from fresh eyes on its board of directors and voted its company shares in favor of candidates Nelson Peltz and Jay Rasulo. So they're both of them. And they say, while CalPERS, so here it is. The pension funds established voting guidelines focus on need for independent corporate boards, a say in settling executive pay and increased transparency. 2 new directors are qualified and capable of leading needed change in corporate governance will serve the Disney board well. So they're not even caring about any of the sort of media element. They're just like, no, everyone needs to be accountable. No one's accountable at this point in time, which is interesting. And then again, now we had this, which is where is it? Oh, it's 4.2%. BlackRock has 4.2. The second largest shareholder, and they've just chucked all of their, weight behind the current new nominees on the board, which is Lago Messino and someone else. So I mean, that's not a surprise. They were going to do that anyway. It's not a stretch that they were going to do that. So I don't know who this boils down to now. This, from what I can see, it looks like it's all boiling down to, the likes of Mikey, for instance, right? The average shareholder. So I've talked enough. What do you guys think? And Mikey, if you're around and you can hop on, please do. I'm sure Culture will send you an invite to the stream. He says. But thoughts? What do you think, Nick? I'll get to you first, bud.
It's going to be an interesting Wednesday. I don't have a whole lot of hope and faith on the Peltz side. This is kind of nice to hear. It's definitely going to help. But man, it just seems like the odds are stacked against them in this whole thing.
Yeah. But you can see, right? You can see how scared Disney is.
Oh, yeah. They're definitely nervous about it for sure.
$40 million. $40 million they've spent currently on this campaign to try and keep their board seats.
That's insane.
$40 million.
Insane.
Yeah.
I mean, they're losing money on so much other properties, and then they're dropping 40 million on this whole thing to try to, keep their power over the whole entire company. And the board, I mean, they're a complete joke. I mean, it might as well just be a whole board of Igers. It's a total sham. I hope that the vote is in favor of Peltz and they can kind of try to right the ship somewhat. But even if they do end up getting a couple board seats, I mean, how much is it going to actually change? I mean, that's the big question for me.
Symbolism. The symbolism of it that matters, right?
Well, yeah, the symbolism of it will be great. But I mean, I care more about real change than just the symbolism personally.
Well, no, but that's what I mean is, right, so Nelson Peltz would be able to do some damage. He'd be able to push back,
Oh yeah,
right? And on the board, it wouldn't just be a nodding bunch of seals just going, yeah, okay, right?
whatever you say, Bobby.
Yeah, exactly. Like just gargling down on his fucking junk or something like that.
Yeah,
So, that would be good, but it's symbolic to Disney and the current board. If they don't have a grip, they are not acting in the interests of the actual people on the ground, right?
Yeah.
So that's where the symbolism matters. That's where that comes in. Because if they lose the people on the ground, they're screwed. They're done.
Yep.
It's all well and good having BlackRock having the money, having investment. But if everyone's like, actually, you know what? We sided with Nelson Peltz, but they're still not doing what we want on Disney, even though we voiced it by literally voting someone in. We'll sell up all of our stock. They could just tank the company. But I want to get Mike here because on this $40 million that they've been spending, they've apparently been calling people, and I want to know if they've called Mike.
No, they didn't. They didn't. Oh, sorry about that. They didn't call me. They probably know better. but I do know for a fact someone in Burbank knows that Mexican Iron Man is Mike Knoll. I know that for a fact. A buddy of mine who works in the home office told me that about a year and a half ago. No, I didn't get a phone call. But you know what I have gotten, Nate, is I've gotten a lot of ads. I have two accounts. I have Mexican Iron Man and Mexican Iron Man Live. My live account doesn't have YouTube Premium, so I see ads. And sometimes I use my Mexican Iron Man Live account to monitor live streams that I appear on. And I was on Valiance. I saw an ad pop up on there, Valiant Renegade. I saw it pop up on Doomcox when I was on a show last week. And there were reports that happened when we were on Midnight's Edge the other day as well. I didn't see that one because I didn't have it open. But no, I think you're right. It's about the symbolism. You hit the nail on the head. It's really about, even if it's just one guy, it's about a symbolism about needing to move this Titanic of a train wreck woke ship into a different direction, albeit slowly. And then the second thing, as you pointed out, by the way, great video. By the way, Nate, I just want to acknowledge there's someone here on this panel that watches every single video that you put out.
Appreciate that, man. Thanks very much.
Yeah, and he would bring the diversity to the viewing audience. Culture, are you mad at me? I'm just teasing you. Is he mad or is he acting mad?
I think he's just acting. He's fine.
I'm good. I'm good. Why
you
would
didn't
I
even say
hi
to me when I got it? Let's see, Nate, how mad he is. You know when he's going to get really mad is when we catch him in memberships.
What it is, he's seething.
Well, Mike, I think you've been contributing to my loss of memberships recently, so thanks. Appreciate that.
That's fine.
That's okay. We'll survive. Anyway, but no, it's what the other thing that you talked about, Nate, which is that getting him on gives him access to information. Getting him on gives him the ability to provide a lens through which things that are really going on inside the company. That's what really it's about. He has not one person on that entire board. And sure, when it comes down to things like let's call for a vote, well, having even one dissenting voice makes it harder to call for a vote on things because you have to deal with that person that's in the room. It's a lot like a jury because Disney has a history of wanting to do things unanimously. Now, true, he can always be outvoted, but what he can't be outvoted on is that he's got to be, if he gets on that board, he's got to be assigned committee. He's got a whole staff people of his that work for his fund that he can apply towards analyzing the due diligence once he gets on there. And look, the fact that he's close tells me two things. He's not going away, and even if he loses, he's coming back, and he's coming back stronger or different because there's no one that could get a taste of getting this close and is going to walk away. It's just not going to happen. I'll tell you this much, though, Nate. When I found out how much that they spent on this crap, I got pissed. I mean, I got like a 30, I got like 30 to 50 cents worth of dividends in a year. I can't even buy 2 tortillas in a 12-pack combo.
And guys, he's Mexican. He likes tortillas.
Yeah, I just had one with breakfast this morning, early, 5:30, before the sun was up. Mexican Iron Man needs his tortillas because I'm unlike Nate. My body's more in a sort of a maintenance mode, not really in a chisel mode. No, but Nate, I don't know. We're gonna see what happens, but I'm sure.
Where do you think it's gonna go? What do you think it's gonna do?
If he loses or if he wins?
Well, do you think he's going to lose or win?
I think he's going to lose for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
going to be I don't, and the thing is Iger has no integrity. Culture could probably speak to this better than I did because he was probably watching Disney at the time when I wasn't. But I know that when there was the last time there was an SSI vote, I'm sorry, I got distracted by the picture.
ISS.
ISS. Yeah, well, I saw Brie Larson for a second, so I got distracted.
I hear you. I understand.
Mexican Iron Man gets distracted easily. So,
Yeah.
Me too. What was I talking about? Oh, no. Back before with Eisner, when Eisner, they didn't get 50% of the vote, but Eisner walked away, right?
Yeah, 43%. 43%. And it was because he didn't have a mandate. And it was clear there were a lot of people that were not appreciating his leadership. And to be frank with you, I think he kind of was already on the way out the door personally anyway, because he really had led the company in the wrong direction, especially in theme park development, because he greenlit that, carnival that was in the parking lot at Disneyland for 6 years.
Yeah, so, I think he's not going to win, but I think he's not going away. And the only good news for us is that I really don't think Nelson's going to go away. And what it's going to do is it's going to give channels like this a whole lot of more content for even longer.
Yeah.
So,
But the thing is, because people are like, oh, well, the stock price increased. Yes, it increased when Nelson Peltz announced he was running another proxy fight.
The proxy.
So people are like, it increases the stock because people are hopeful that they're going to change direction. So they're like, cool, excellent. I'm going to buy up some stock now. So if he loses, we're going to actively see it tank again.
Yeah.
And he'll just buy up more stock. Yeah. I bet you he'll just buy up more stock and be like, cool, I'll go again then.
Yeah, look, I don't have a lot of shares, but I bought stock. I think at 78, I got some when it dropped down that low, and then I picked up some more when it was, I think, at 91. I said, I got to bring my cost basis down because
DCA.
I've got mine. Right now, I'm really happy because I got my dollar cost average in Disney down. I've only got a couple hundred shares, but I got it down to, I just checked yesterday. I got it down to 132, which before I had it at like 178.
Whoa, Mikey.
Well, I bought a ton of it at 172, no, I'm sorry, not 178. It was at 176. I bought some at 172, 177, and I bought a ton at I think it was 178 or 180. And I did that all with my winnings of the stock I inherited. I think the original basis was like $50 a share, 38. Some of it was that my mom picked it up like eons ago. And so I inherited. It's in a trust. Like it's not like like I can just go grab it and go go to go feed myself or pay my mortgage. It's in the trust. But I have it, and so but when it shot up and I thought we were going to go to Netflix numbers of 400 and change, Nate, my dumbass sold it all and bought back in at a higher rate. So I was upside down. So right now I'm at 132. That's my break even. Public disclosure. Don't take financial advice from me because obviously I don't know what I'm doing. But I am pissed. But I do know that I'm pissed that Bob spent freaking tens and tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars when all he had to do, Nate, like literally all he has to do, the two guys just need to go to lunch and work something out over lunch in LA.
Yeah. Oh, it's a massive joke. The whole thing is just, it's a
farce. And it's, to be fair, I am anticipating a loss. I said so in the video I made this morning. I am anticipating everything that Nate said. We're going to end up with the stock just running down because people are going to profit take off the proxy run up, and then we're going to be sitting down in the doldrums. I think. Look, I'm going to say it again. Right now, the company is only worth about somewhere between $79 a share and $84 a share.
I think it's less.
Real estate holdings contribute so much to the value.
Yeah, you're right.
So when you look at it overall, I can see why CalPERS like threw their lot in with Peltz, and I guarantee you that'll happen again next year when he gets back in there. What would fundamentally change all of this is if we ended up with a stockholder walking in the door and acquiring 50% of outstanding shares.
Dude, even 20, 30%. Look, and even though I'm saying that I think we're going to lose on this thing, I am way more optimistic than I ever was. I was depressed about 2 weeks ago. I was just, doom and gloom and, the end is near, the end is here. And I mean, and then when these announcements started being made by these different investment advisory firms, my eyes perked up. And then when I woke up on Saturday and saw that CalPERS had voted this way, I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, it's huge. It's a huge deal. They're
Well,
losing major.
Yeah. By the way,
support.
great video on that, Nate. Good job. I also saw that. Not sure if Culture did, but I did. Yep.
I appreciate that.
I think I sent him the story. What is going on right now? I'm assaulted today.
I did watch this. I did watch the Stellar Blade video of Nate's today.
Oh, by the way,
because I did a video on that as well.
By the way, do you realize how many different countries that's the #1 game in for pre-sales already? It's bonkers.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be huge.
Let's stay on topic ever so slightly. What do you reckon, Nick, about all of this? Where do you reckon it's going to go?
Who, me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nick.
Oh, my bad. I didn't hear you say my name. No, I agree with Mike. I don't think that that Peltz is going to win. I think the stock will take I don't know if it'll take a huge hit, but I think it's definitely going to take a dip.
You don't reckon it'll take a hit?
I think it will take a hit. I don't think it'll be massive. I don't think it'll get back down to like 70. Anything that I think it'll get back down maybe mid 90s.
Okay, all right.
What's it at right now? Like 120, 123 or something like that?
I have no idea.
I don't know what it's currently at. Last I checked, I want to say it was like in the 120s.
Probably. I don't know. I don't have that screen up right now.
Hang on.
That would still be quite a lump off though.
But Nate's right. Nate hit the nail on the head. I mean, and then don't forget the Disney buyback of stock as well. And and then you got, this is the company does not look, take 33 cents of a dividend, repeat it again, or even 50 cents, repeat it again. Let's just say 50 cents divided it here. Let's do that with the math. Let's just say this is one of these Disney shills that say, oh my God, Bob's leadership's on point. The stock's right. I'm like, get the hell out of here. Just like Nate said on his video. I'm like, get the F out of here. You freaking morons. Let's say I take that and divide by $125 a share. 0.004 of 1%. That means I got to take a penny, divide it up into 1,000 pieces, and I get 4 1,000ths of 1 penny worth of value.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll say this, that right now somebody was really invested in making sure that Disney stock finished the day over 122.
Yeah.
I mean, because it fell early this morning.
Yeah.
Right out the gate. So my thoughts are somebody is really invested in the idea that they want to be able to report Disney stock over 122.
It fell this morning.
Yeah,
a little bit.
A day after this article.
Yeah, it went from 123 all the way down to 122.41. So
a day after this article.
Yeah. Actually, I think at the 10 a.m. spot, I think it dropped to $1.20, or excuse me, 120.
But that speaks volumes, doesn't it? Sure.
Yeah. This
like,
is happening.
Iger might be winning. Yeah, nah, not happy about this.
But again, I mean, you're gonna see these swings, up until tomorrow. Well, once we have the news tomorrow, Mikey, I know you're going to be talking about this tomorrow. But once
I got a long day tomorrow. I got a 7:30 client appointment here on the East Coast, and then I've got an 11 o'clock client appointment. Then I got to drive about an hour. I'm going to be an hour and a half away. Then I got to drive all the way back here to make it a Valiant show. Yeah. And Nate, I am going to keep my promise. I will be here Thursday if you want my post meeting analysis.
Always, yeah.
So I got that. I got that on the calendar for Thursday afternoon to be back here for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Something else Mike brought up that I thought was a good point that I was also thinking before he even jumped in here and mentioned it is if Peltz does win, having two people on the inside to kind of know what's going on and be able to report on what's happening will also be huge. They might not be able to be as open in that boardroom as they probably are right now. Because it's like a bunch of other mini Bobs in there, basically just bending the knee to anything he says and wants. So that'd be huge. But again, I don't think Peltz is gonna come out on top tomorrow, but man, I would love to be wrong and have him get those 2 seats. That would be
They
a
basically
huge
need
win.
everyone to vote, all of the normal shareholders to vote for him. Basically,
Yeah, but the normal shareholders are pissed. Ask Mike. I mean, it's just anybody who knows anything that are active shareholders, not the inactive like people that are usually invested in funds at Vanguard or BlackRock or whatever. But the people who actually look at their portfolio, they've been losing value left and right. They're pissed because they missed out on a dividend at the best possible time for the company. I mean, there's a lot of negative sentiment towards Disney and Iger's management, and the majority of people in this country love America and love families. So, and Disney is both against America and families now. So it's a real problem.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Anything else really to say on this? I mean, it's kind of a watch this space situation now. The sort of backwards and forwards been, fascinating to watch unfold. There's still time in the day for you guys in the States. Obviously, we're, over here, we're super late now, but there's still some time for something else to come out at the last minute. I don't know if there will be, but yeah, fascinating stuff.
Yep.
Fascinating stuff. I think we'll anything else to say, or shuffle on from this now?
What time is it over there right now, Nate? 10:30 at night?
Yeah, 20 to 11 at night.
Yeah.
Clock's changed. Normal time again now. See?
We're back on our regular schedule.
Back on the regular schedule. Mikey, do you need to
I got my dog scratching and needs to be let out. So
Bambino.
I gotta take Bambino, and he was a bad boy. He ate some chicken. He got into the trash, and so his tummy's been a mess all day. So, but thanks for having me. I'll be back on Thursday, and we'll do a post-mortem of this. Nate and Culture, Nick, thanks for having me. And
thank you.
That's a sharp. That is
still my favorite podcast.
Hey, that's a sharp golf shirt, Mikey. That looks good.
It is. In fact, this is the shirt I bought when I thought you were going to come visit me, like you said you would last year for 4 different times.
He bought a new shirt for you, Culture.
Wow. Okay. Well, is that so you can cut the grass, or what's that shirt for?
No, that's so he can supervise all his other Mexicans to supervise and watch.
Yeah, I gotta. Yeah, I'm in the business of lawn care maintenance, buddy.
Cilantro,
See you
anyway.
guys later.
See you, Mike.
See you, dude. See you Thursday, mate. Right. Oh dear. Well, that will be interesting. So just as an FYI, Jaffo says he has unsubscribed from Culture Casino. He takes responsibility.